Hi, I'm LeVar Burton. Join me as we journey to some of the most corrosive places in America. Finally, we need to take a look at one of the most corrosive places on the planet, ships at sea. Anyone who's owned a boat knows these challenges. Every U.S. military ship at sea is an extension of United States sovereign property. And with corrosion levels for steel 4 to 6 times higher than anywhere on land, we have to fight it every day. Data shows that conditions at deck level where aircraft might be located can be incredibly severe. Lower decks, such as hangar bays, show corrosion rates might be significantly lower. So, what does that prove? Well, something as simple as sheltering can have huge effects on inhibiting corrosion. An example of this is how putting your car in the garage will protect your vehicle from the elements. Corrosion is a complicated problem, but it's also a natural process. We'll never be able to stop corrosion, but we can continue to find new ways to slow it down, which saves money by extending the service life of structures or equipment. In this case, you have to spend money to save money. In fact, recently, the U.S. Government Accountability Office recommended hundreds of cost-cutting strategies for scores of agencies. However, the advice for the Department of Defense was just the opposite. It was to spend more money on fighting corrosion. We realize that we can no longer afford to sit back and be reactive. We must move to take the offensive and be proactive. Prevention and mitigation is critical to the management of corrosion. The bottom line is, improved corrosion prevention and control practices could help avoid billions in unnecessary costs. This is where the efforts of the Department of Defense, in partnership with universities and industry, using elements of science, technology, communication, and education, are truly paying off. I'm LeVar Burton. Thanks for joining me on this journey through some of America's most corrosive places. And remember, rust never sleeps.